Hey guys, I've got a big one for you today. I got this sideboard almost a year ago now. It was free to collect or it was going to the tip, but I haven't started it until now. I was really nervous about doing a good enough job on the repairs, this corner in particular. But somewhere in the past year I've found some confidence and some really good filler, so we're gonna give it a go. I kind of got inspired for this one by all of the horrible dark winter nights that we've been having, and I found a really beautiful colour from Dixie Belle called Midnight Sky. It's a super deep sort of blue-black. So we're going to paint that all over. We're going to really clean up and enhance the original hardware, so all the beautiful handles and the two little keys. We'll make a bit of a feature of them. These drawers are super stiff on their runners, but I've got a really easy fix which doesn't actually involve any cutting or sanding or anything like that. So just stick around until the end and I'll show you a really easy way to fix that problem. I'm going to start out by taking off the 3 remaining doors that it's got. We're going to set one aside, which does mean that there's another cute little cabinet door turned tray coming your way soon. I'll link that video here when it's gone up, and you can also check out the doors that I made into trays from a previous project. The other 2 doors are going to be reattached on either end, leaving the middle section open as a really nice little display feature. Come on. When I finally managed to fiddle all of the little hardware off, I gave the whole thing a scuff sand with 120 grit sandpaper. We're also going to take the handles off the drawer fronts and sand them down too. I had a feeling I was going to have to take quite a few runs at this corner, so I thought I would get straight on with it. I got this Milliput out. You have to wear gloves with this stuff and you have to knead the 2 components of it together for 7 minutes. So there was a bit of standing around while I was mixing that together. This mould remover is from the Furniture Clinic and it's safe to use on all types of wood furniture, so I just sprayed this inside all of the drawers to remove any mould and prevent any growback. I went back over the filler once it was dry with the sander, just to try and start getting the shape to the corner.
Found a butterfly!
So I found a safe place for the butterfly and then started going back over the corner and some of the other areas on the piece that needed repairs with a finer grade wood filler, just to try and get some of that detail.
Rosie? Hi, hello, buddy.
Once I sanded off all the dried filler, I got my spray bottle, which has diluted sugar soap solution and a load of hot water, and I gave the whole piece a really good clean. This is Midnight Sky by Dixie Belle. It's from their original chalk range. I do tend to use a spray bottle with water when I'm applying this paint, just because it gives me a more flawless finish. If you do this, a continuous mister bottle rather than an actual spritz tends to work better. You can see me painting over the unfinished corner at this point. I just wanted to get an idea of how it was going to look with the colour on it and how much depth I needed to get into those lines there. So we'll go back over it with a more detailed sander and some more filler later on. There was a lot of surface area to paint on this piece, and I also wanted to make sure that I got the insides of all the cupboards and everything like that with a really professional looking finish. So the painting took up quite a lot of time. I used lots of tiny little pieces of tape here just to protect the keyholes on the door fronts during painting. Handy tip for removing any kind of permanent marker, nail polish remover does the trick. So I'm going back over the corner here with my little rotary tool. At the moment I've got 60 grit sandpaper on the end of it, which is quite strong and it is quite aggressive on the end of that little tool because it's pretty powerful. Once I've applied some more filler to get that detail a little stronger in there, I do switch to 120 grit paper on the end of the tool, which is much easier to manage and gives you a smoother finish. Once that first lot of filler was dry, I went back in with some decorator's tape to create a sharper edge. And I'm going to fill that with some more filler, let that dry, and then I'll go back to it again. In the meantime, I started applying some wax. I just brush it on, leave it to set for a little while, and then go back over with a duster cloth to buff it all off. So the painter's tape has given me a sharper edge to work with on that corner. I'm going to go back in now with 120 grit sandpaper on my rotary tool. And then I do go back over it with my detail sander as well, just to sharpen and flatten off those edges. I also find the detail sander easier to control in a way. This is my trick for smoothing out the drawers on their runners. I had a good look at them and realised that the actual runners and the spaces on the drawers hadn't warped or anything like that. They were just getting stuck. So after a good clean, I applied some furniture wax to the runners and to the sides of the drawers, and then they pulled in and out perfectly. I used new screws but the existing hinges and started reattaching the doors. So I pulled it off its wheels with a little bit of help from Hero as usual. And this is a quick reminder of where we started with this sideboard. This is how the finished corner turned out, which is definitely not perfect, but I'm pretty pleased with the result. And then this is the overall finished piece. I'm really proud of this one. It was a lot of hard work and it took me a lot longer than I thought it would to complete. But I think it's one of my better transformations and I really enjoyed most of the process. Some of the painting and sanding got a little bit boring at times, but in general it was a really fun project. I would love to know what you guys think in the comments below. I'd also be really interested if any of you have tried repairing corners, feet, pieces of furniture before. How have you gone about it? Have you done it by hand with filler? Have you tried using molds? I'm definitely open to suggestions and I'm interested to try a mold on the next piece I find in similar condition.
You want to be in the picture too, Rosen?